There was a lot of talk yesterday about the 5G video, and some people were displeased, saying that the wellness, the things that you eat cannot help you with this 5G thing, and that's fine, but let's go over some solutions. My thing is, let's offer solutions based upon what we do know, practical solutions. Just saying 5G is not enough, saying that 5G this, you're causing a lot of hysteria. So what I want to do is, I want to give you something. I want to prove to you that you can help yourself. One of the major concerns with the 5G thing is this whole radiation, right? And the radiation has an effect on hemoglobin. Now, the thing about hemoglobin is that if it's affected enough, because this has to do with the oxygen of the blood and pretty much of the body, because the blood of any human being, of anything, is the life of that thing or of that person. So once the blood gets contaminated, or once the oxygen in the blood, once it's not functioning properly, then it's going to be a problem for everybody all involved. And usually that leads to death. So the thing is that you want to build the blood hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is red, is what makes the blood red, and it's responsible for transporting and carrying the oxygen and that kind of thing. The number one thing I would do first and foremost is I would make sure I have my iron in check. People that deal with anemia, that suffer from anemia, have problems with low iron. This automatically is pretty much the closest thing or the most common thing that leads to the low hemoglobin. So you already put yourself in a compromised position. If we're dealing with all of this stuff in the 5G, as the people are speaking about, you're already putting yourself in a compromised position because your iron levels are low. So what you can do to elevate the iron naturally is you can do arugula, you can do sea moss, you can do sarsaparilla, you can do dates, you can do real chocolate. There's other things, right? Dark chocolate, I'm sorry. There's other things that you can do, but this right here is going to be the main thing that you want to lock in on first and foremost. You want to lock in on elevating, lifting up your iron. Now, dark green leafy vegetables, whatever kind you want to do, that's on you. You can just Google or research it. What's high in iron for me? The next thing that you want to do, which is not to be played with, is you want to have a lot of vitamin C. Now, I've mentioned vitamin C for the immune system levels, but the other aspect of getting the right iron is getting the vitamin C in the body to help the uptake of the iron. So the vitamin C helps the absorption of the iron. So you can be consuming things that are high in iron, but you may not be absorbing it. So what good is it to consume if you're not absorbing? And a lot of people with their diet in general, not just with the iron, you have problems with absorption. So vitamin C that you can deal with, number one, which is the most simplest, the most practical, are the citrus. You can go lemon, you can go lime, you can go grapefruit, you can go orange. Those are the most practical. It's all about giving people practical information. If you're going to talk, you got to have something for people to actually be able to get to be able to use. On the other hand, if you're dealing with herbs, you can go acerola fruit, you can go hibiscus, you can go amla fruit. These are going to be some of the more popular plants that are high in vitamin C. You can go moringa, also high in vitamin C. So if you don't want to just go with the food, you can make a tea out of these things, or you can consume the herbs or the herbal powder. But remember, the purpose of doing this is to help the iron, of course, to have the vitamin C, but to help the uptake of the iron in the body. The last thing is you want to get folate. Now, the man-made version of it is called folic acid. You want to get folate in the body because the deficiency in folate, which is a B vitamin, automatically leads to what? It's going to lead to low hemoglobin. It's like one of the other top causes. So you don't want the hemoglobin to be low on account of this right here. So you want to get your folate. One of the things, now I don't recommend you doing it every day, but one of the things that you can deal with, which I deal with a lot of, is beetroots. Beetroots is good. You can do asparagus, that's good. You can do peas. You can do lentils, which I do a lot of. I do a lot of more peas than I do lentils. I just had some green peas yesterday. So these are the things that would help you with the folate. I'm only naming a few of these different things that you can use, but there's plenty of stuff that you can use. So as a recap to helping you to up your hemoglobin to combat against the 5G, I want to be clear, I want to speak slowly because people are really saying that there's nothing that you can do, that you're gonna die anyway. My thing is, well, then if that's the case, then why are we doing anything? Just give up. If you can't eat anything, if you're telling me that what you're eating can't help strengthen you, then we got some serious problems. So I'm not here to really go back and forth about it. I'm here to present the information. You can do your own due diligence, because a lot of people like to get on here and say, oh, you're not this and that. And the thing is, I'm certified in nutrition and I have experience with this stuff. But I want to present the information for you, and then you can go and you can do whatever it is that you want to do with the information. But what I do know is the things that I'm stating to you help to elevate blood hemoglobin. It helps to do that. And what we do know is radiation has an effect on hemoglobin. So if your hemoglobin is already low, you're going to be a little bit more at risk, because once that oxygen starts to get shut down, and we know that the lungs pretty much run the oxygen responsible for our breathing, you can see why the connection with the COVID-19, if this 5G thing is what they say it is, you can see why that could be a connection there. So again, I'm not claiming to know anything. What I do know is I'm speaking about wellness, and wellness in relation to hemoglobin, and hemoglobin being affected by radiation, which is what the people that speak about the 5G thing is talking about. So elevate your hemoglobin. You have every honest expectation to have a better chance. You have every honest expectation to have a better chance to improve. ¿Eh? ¿Qué pasó? Pa'lante. El que está aquí. Okay. So anyway, let me get out of here, man. This guy's asking to move the Jeep. All right. Elevate the hemoglobin. And by the way, visit poweredbynatureherbs.com. We have the Plant Iron Plus. That's a way that you can start getting your iron in the form of plants. And you can deal with the vitamin C. Our women's formula, unfortunately, we don't have the men's. Well, we may in about 2 weeks, but we don't have the men's formula in stock. But the women's formula also has some vitamin C in there. So you're taking the vitamin C with the Plant Iron Plus, and you have every honest expectation of getting the nutrients in addition to what you're eating. Visit poweredbynatureherbs.com. Elevate the blood hemoglobin to do what? To help to combat the body against the effects of the radiation. For those that are mentioning the 5G, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that I'm showing how your food can help you against this whole 5G thing. So eating these things right here, iron levels, getting your iron levels up, getting your vitamin C levels up, getting your folate levels up. All this should help. Visit poweredbynatureherbs.com. Peace.